the top 6 best animes I've ever watched. It's a bit cringe, but hey, what could you do? Let's just get into it before I. Now, I deep into the topic when I've made literal notes. Now, let's start with number 6. And this is literally the only reason this list goes down to 6. Because I had to, yap about One Piece. Like, it's that good. The main reason it's literally at the bottom of this list is it's a bit too long. Hopefully, the reboot makes it a bit shorter, but I don't have high hopes for that because it's probably not gonna cover the entire series. And if it doesn't cover the entire series, well, you just have to watch the 1,000 episode version, or at least the 500 episode version on One Piece. I watched the 1,000 episode version. It was actually very good. Honestly, I really liked it. I finished it pretty fast because I started skipping parts that I just wasn't interested in, which I think I do regret about that. But it's One Piece. It's by default good. And the highs of One Piece are significantly greater than its lows. I think it really just gets kind of boring, that one arc, which is, I guess, the ultimate bad thing a series can commit. But I think if I watched it using One Piece, I think it would be much more interesting. But nonetheless, even on One Piece, it's still 500 episodes. Even considering that, I still like it. And the newer arcs, I think Egghead arc wasn't as good as the previous arc. I mean, it was Wano, and basically Wano is, I guess, the second best arc in this entire series. So it's a give and take. And obviously, it's just because the later series are better than One Piece objectively, maybe with a bit of subjectivity. But production quality, if we talk about that, I'm pretty sure One Piece has the best production quality. But the later arcs, like Wano and Egghead, are insane. Like, I'm surprised that the animators that made this are even alive because they were making these every week, which is fucking insane. That just sounds incredibly, but yeah, it's really good, and I would recommend it. Moving on. Now this is probably one of my hottest takes, but at spot 5, I would put Jobless Reincarnation, or Mushoku Tensei. Main reason it's this low is because we're following a shitbag. That's the point. We are supposed to be disgusted by the character, and I think this series achieves that because we are dealing with a complete shitbag. At best, a rapist. At worst, he's a pedophile rapist. But the series itself is pretty good. And, considering it's about this piece of shit growing as a person. And, I'm waiting for this next season to come out, so my opinions may change by the time the next season comes out. It's incredibly well animated. Like, it's good shit. So, Mushoku Tensei is good because it achieves what it sets out. I don't think it redeems the character. You can't really redeem this piece of shit. But it shows this person growing. Basically, it starts with him at rock bottom, and as they say, you can't really go anywhere else but up when you start at rock bottom. And I'm more willing to excuse all of the fucking god awful shit that's happening around the character, main guy. As they say, we live in a shitty world. That happens. So I'm more willing to excuse the context that surrounds our main character. In a nutshell, he's just a man-child who just refused to grow up and got a second chance. And I swear by it, I really like the series. But again, it has its flaws, which is why it's rated that low. Like, the scenes, there are a few incredibly hard to watch scenes. Just put it as it is. Those scenes, shown with a bit more, I guess, respect, because this entire series is in general a bit lewd because our character is, but those specific scenes that show how much of shitbag this guy is are treated with the amount of respect that they deserve. And basically, if I say anything else, it just sounds like I'm making excuses, which kind of just invalidates my point. You can watch and make your own opinions about it. I personally would put it right above One Piece because One Piece is way too long and its quality wavers way too much to be put any higher than it was. And this, it has its problems. Just the fact that we're dealing with a piece of shit, it has its problem, and that's why it has to cover these topics. And well, fun fact, the studio behind the Mushoku Tensei anime, it was literally just created to animate this one series. Like, that's probably the reason its animation literally slaps so hard. By the way, one thing I have to say about Mushoku Tensei is that you may see tropes when watching Mushoku Tensei. The reason you see those tropes is because it is the show that made these tropes. Kaguya-sama, the fourth spot. It's comedy gold. It would be higher if any other series in this list were any worse, but this is comedy gold. Like, the plot of this series is shit slaps every single time. This shit got me laughing fucking every 2 seconds. Like, I would be cackling like them hyenas. Like, the plot of this series is just teenagers failing, to act on their feelings. That's it. Two geniuses wasting so much effort on tiny things, like minuscule things. Like, it's just two geniuses are trying to get the other person to confess because they already know that the other person loves them. They just have to hear it because pride or whatever. Like, this premise is executed on perfectly. And I don't think I need to speak about Kaguya-sama. It's one of the most popular shows out there for a reason. The sad fact is, yeah, it skips a bit of the actual manga, which fleshes out the characters more, which is a damn shame. Like, it's so damn good, the side characters, not even the main couple, the side characters are good enough to make this list. Like, this shit's so good. I mean, it's, if it was just the side characters, it would probably be a top 10 at the very least. If it was just about one of the side characters, I shit you not, it would be either top 11 or top 10. This shit's so good that even goddamn side characters would make a list all on their own. Like, that, I can't even glaze this any harder. Basically, this is comedy gold. You should watch it. And as far as comedy goes, it doesn't get better than this. And now we gotta move on. ReZero. Need I say more? Now, the difference between, Mushoku Tensei and ReZero, it's, if you watch it, it's kind of very similar. It's weird, but kind of very similar. Now, ReZero is good despite the fact that it's an isekai. Mushoku Tensei was good because it was an isekai. This is just the fact that it's an isekai. That's just a small detail, like a fine print. Stories are made isekais because it's really easy to write around an isekai. Like, it's very easy to do that. That's why there are so many isekais. Yeah, this just uses isekai so that it would be easier to build this series up. Because if the character was already in the world, this world is so alive. Like, it got so much detail. Like, there's an entire book of, like, that's just details. Like, everything before our main character spawned in. Everything aside, the world building, it's top-notch world building. I'm pretty sure most of the series, it may just rival One Piece in, world building. Maybe. Like, the main driving force of this story is our main character has a special ability, and it's very simple. He dies and he respawns. That's it. That's all he got. And with that, he gotta make it through this world. That's it. And it's not, this guy dies in the most painful ways known to fucking man. In one of them timelines, he gets frozen to death. Another one, he gets eaten by rabbits, and a fucking dozen others where he dies in truly brutal ways. And from what I know, this season covers the juiciest bits. So I'm really hyped. Like, I've just watched a couple of episodes, but my hype is through the roof. It's beyond through the roof. The roof disintegrated the second I started watching it. Because this shit slaps. And it has very good characters. Like, it's so good that an entire episode is just two characters yapping. And that is one of the best episodes out there. Like, one of the best shits animated. This is genre defining. It's goated. Now, ReZero shared quite a lot of DNA with Mushoku Tensei. I mean, they're in the same genre, kind of expected, but it's not as shallow as this entire genre is. The isekai genre is basically built on, somebody's fantasy of, getting respawned and becoming God. And these series have that in very small doses. Like, main characters are, God, I hate to call it, but I guess there's no better word. Losers. These losers. They are not losers. I mean, for one of them characters, the Mushoku Tensei guy, there is no other word. He's a piece of shit. Anyways, it's about, I guess, losers getting over their trauma and, becoming better people. To the people around them, to themselves, and everything in between. That's the entire story. And I guess it's on different levels, because in Mushoku Tensei, it's so good that there's an entire season where our main character got erectile dysfunctions, and they somehow made that entertaining as hell. But yeah, as I said, in Mushoku Tensei, our main character grows as a person slowly. Like, he gets pushbacks, he gets beaten down for his incredible stupidity, because he is stupid, but lets him grow slowly, because it's an entire lifetime they're covering, so he has all the time in the world. He dies only once. This is just obviously very normal shit. But ReZero ain't your kiddie school. Like, it's real shit. Like, this guy's dying left and right, and obviously, as I said, his ability is to respawn, but when he respawns, nobody remembers. Like, that entire timeline just goes gone. It's like it doesn't exist. And he can't even tell anyone that he has this ability because of reasons. You gotta see the show to understand them. And he gets to grow so much throughout the series. At the beginning, he dies by the weakest of beings, but as far as we have gotten, he's a hero of an entire city. Like, that's progress, and they achieve it much faster. I mean, it doesn't cover an entire lifetime like Mushoku Tensei does, but I honestly really like both these series. I just really like the animation, but I think the character development, I really value the character development. Now, number 2, Gurren Lagann. Do words need to come out of my mouth? This shit is straight fucking testosterone. God, this is the most nuts to butt straight action I've ever seen. Like, they put pedal to the metal and then don't give up. Like, by the end, the shit's so hype. Like, I seriously think it would give Solo Leveling a run for its money. Like, this shit's so hype. Unlike Solo Leveling, it does have a story. Who would have guessed, huh? You can make a good action series that has a story. Who would have guessed, huh? Oh, man. I genuinely don't really. Anyways, as I was saying, this shit slaps. And it's because of the action. This series is the most human series. Like, it is about how humans persevere to achieve greatness. Like, it makes sense because this series was the last hurrah of the animation studio behind it, Studio Gainax, which gives it such an interesting style. Like, it's a mix of, I guess, fucking acid and a whole lot of crack stuffed into one pill, shoved deep into your throat, and man, it hits so hard. God, I really like it. And it was so good that I I took like 1 or 2 weeks to finish it because I wanted to digest the glory of its entirety. Like, this is once in a lifetime kind of shit we're dealing with here. This, God, oh, it's such a beautiful, beautiful piece of art. This is the standards by which action should be measured. Like, this shit starts and doesn't give up for a second. I know it's like been several minutes of me glazing every series I talk about, but I think I should be allowed that much. It's such a good series, God, I can't stop yapping about it. First of all, it starts with our characters stuck in a hole, and it goes from there to a, I ain't gonna spoil this. It's that good. This shit gets you by the balls and doesn't give up. This shit has such a strong death grip. Like, it forces your eyes, pops them out to look at it. Like, oh man, I can't even stop glazing it. It's that good. Now, to our finale. Number 1 goes to Frieren. I don't think I've watched enough series to put anything, that matches Frieren. It's that good. First of all, this shit is a genuine, honest to goodness fantasy. None of that isekai bullshit. None of that isekai filler. None of that. This is genuine. This shit is rare. Well, it used to be. But besides the point, this shit slaps. Like, there is nothing else to say about it. So, let me give you the pitch. We got an elf. Everyone loves that. And it is after, an entire lifetime has passed for, people. And this person, Frieren, has lived a life most people couldn't even dream of. Even though that experience was 1% of her life, that shit changed her. Like, she spent 10 years beating the Demon King. But after that 10 years, she doesn't spend the time to get to know the people she spent those 10 years with, because, but how could you? She wanted to know more. And at the time, he didn't think that, but afterwards, she realizes that she wanted to spend more time with these people. She wanted to, but sadly, she didn't. She didn't realize that, well, time flies and that you should do shit. And so, after realizing this, she vows to find heaven. Fucking heaven. It touched me. Wait a minute, I gotta rephrase it. It's fucking moving. It's such a shame that the fucking manga stopped and is in hiatus. I would love to just know that the series has finished and then continue watching it. But I know at this point that I would probably either get a anime original ending, which tend to suck, or no ending at all, which is such a shame. This is generational kind of shit. Like, you don't get this shit. Like, it's such a good series that I personally started to value my own time. It's good when I have to, shut up and just glaze it. There is nothing more to add to this. And of course, this is an action series. It has very good animation. It has very good action scenes. But that's not the important part. The most important part is that it has very good characters. I think a good character is a character that, isn't a character. If that makes sense. Basically, a good character is a person. You could probably see a person like that somewhere. That's what I think a really good character is. And I think all of these series that I've talked about have a lot of that. But I think the most of that is in Frieren. The funny thing is, when I originally started to watch it, I dropped it because I thought it would be boring. Little did I know this shit would just change my life. So I heard that this is really good and it had some really good animation. Didn't know what I was getting myself into. No. I just know the bare minimum. And then I started, and then boom, fucking flashbanged me with pure glorious goodness. God, I can't even. I don't have the words to glaze this series. It's just. Go watch all of these, especially this one. This is like a must watch. Like, if you die without watching this, I pity you. In all actuality, I think there could be. It's a big could be that word is doing so much heavy lifting. It's like holding up the sun. There could be better series out there, and I'm pretty confident that there are. I just haven't watched them. So I assume like 5 years down the line, there's gonna be a revised version of the top 6 animes in existence, or whatever I made this video. But yeah, long and short, all of these animes are must watch. And now, how would I rate them? One Piece is a solid 5 out of 10. It has very good scenes and has a few bad scenes, but it's just mainly the length of it. Its pacing kinda is way too slow, so that drags it down. Mushoku Tensei would be, it's a 6, and Kaguya-sama would be a 6.6, and ReZero would be a solid 7, and Gurren Lagann would be, if ReZero is a 6, is a 7, Gurren Lagann would be 7.8, and Frieren is a solid 8.5. That's the official rating. Put that on your leaderboards. That's the official net guy rating of these masterpieces. It doesn't get better than this. Even though I've put a whole lot of room up top, on this board, it doesn't get better than this. I hope there's a 9 out there. I hope that there's a 9, but I think I'm just, giving a bit too conservative of an estimate, but I think there's a serious 9 out there somewhere. I just gotta find it. So yeah, at this point, that's about it for me. These are legendary series, probably generational, and must watches. Like, I wouldn't, put them as a beginner stuff, because if you watch this, all of the other stuff would probably look a bit boring. So maybe start at something which is more approachable, which isn't the best shit available. Maybe go with Attack on Titan or Death Note. These are good series, but aren't absolute peak. Or maybe even Demon Slayer, which is also a pretty solid entry point. Like, it would give you a very good baseline. But yeah, that's about it for me. Bye.